boomer. So, actually, you know what? I do have a baby boomer joke. How do baby boomers change the light bulb? They don't. They just keep talking about how great the old one was. What's the difference between a baby boomer and an avocado? One's a soft, wrinkly vegetable. The other's an avocado. Hey, we build you up and we tear you back down, right? There we go. All right, here we go. So, lots going on. We have a lot to cover this morning, so we're going to get right to it. So today's agenda is jam-packed. You actually have it on your chair. I'm going to let the next person know when they're on deck. They will line up to my right, your left, and they will get ready. So the next person comes up and we keep this moving quickly. We all have places to go and people to see. So on deck will be our board chair, Dean Safe. So when you hear your name and you're on deck, then you get up and move over there and leave your breakfast behind. So all of you are special guests. If this is your first Good Morning Corona event, please stand. Any first guest time, first timers? Got a few? All right. Whoa, there's quite a few, yeah. All right. So take a good look. Maybe the last time you see them after they go through this. So make sure you get their names while they're still here. So we want to welcome you to the Corona Chamber family. I'm going to take a moment to introduce our VIPs and elected officials. And what we do is we do one clap at a time. So one clap for each elected official or VIP, so we can get out of here sometime. I should be done by 11 or 12. So Riverside County Supervisor, 2nd District, Karen Spiegel. One clap. Riverside County Sheriff, Chad Bianco. Apparently it's one clap and a couple of woos. City of Corona Mayor Tony Didario. See, no whoos for that one. Sorry, Tony. Vice Mayor Tom Richards. Norco City Council Member Kevin Bash. City of Eastvale Mayor Todd Rigby. City of Eastvale Council Member Michael McMinn. Other neighboring cities we have from Riverside Council Member Chuck Conder. School board members, we have the Vice President Bill Pollack, Board Member Stacy Nicola, Board Member Chris Rahagi, and Superintendent Dr. Sam Bonostro. RCCD Board of Trustees, Secretary Virginia Blumenthal. From the Western Municipal Water District, Division 4, Laura Rowden. Division 5, Fazia Risby. The Eastern Municipal Water District. Phil, I don't think you're going to get one. Phil Pauley. See, I knew it. Marupa Community District Board Director, Division 4, Bart Marino. Let's see, we have retired elected officials, Jeff Miller, State Assembly Member. Dick Haley, Mayor. From the Riverside County Office, we have CEO Jeff Van Wagenen. Riverside County Office of Economic Development, Deputy Director Rob Moran. And from Cal Baptist University, the Dean School of Jazz, Dr. Tim Gramling. We have some staff members from Richard Roth's office, Alti Holcomb, Supervisor Karen Spiegel's staff, Phil Pauley, and Melanie Bonilla. All right, I'd also like to acknowledge any board members for the Corona Chamber of Commerce. If you're here in the room, please stand. And if you acknowledge these volunteers, thank you very much. If I missed anyone, let me know. But I think I got them all. All right, how about that? Waste of paper. Okay, just kidding. Let's see, VIP introductions, done with that. Let's see, we did the one clap, moving on. So it's time we're going to hear, we've got the agendas on your desk, on your table there if you want to take a picture of it. We're going to hear from our board chair, Dean Safe. We get a legislative advocacy update from Jeff Miller. We're going to introduce new members. We're going to hear about from today's sponsors, highlight our milestone members that have been around for 50 years, some of them, and they look great. They're not even baby boomers anymore. We're going to hear from our update from our Sheriff's Department with our keynote speaker. And so we're going to do that. So again, take that selfie, post it for me, and we'll move on. Also, if you're one of the Executive Leadership Roundtable members for the next year, 2024, Could you please stand? Anybody in the room here with the Executive Leadership Roundtable? Let's hear it for them. All right, very good. Congratulations. Yeah. So if you work for the chamber, you can stand up and wave a little bit. You got people that work for the chamber. I know we have a new staff member over here. Naomi Chapa is our new events coordinator over there in the corner. And if you're interested in more information about joining the chamber, we have Robert over here and Desiree and Anthony. Someone will take care of you. You can run into Bobby and he'll talk to you also. So we've got a trip coming up to Portugal. We want to welcome our travel partner, Syed Parker. He actually flew all the way in from Canada. He's in the back room. Wave. He actually flew in from Canada to be here today. Now me, I had a hard time driving 4 miles to get here. It was like, I don't want to be here, but I'm here. This guy flies from Canada. That's pretty impressive. But he's got a table in the back. If you sign up today for the Portugal trip, it's a great deal. You'll save $100 on the trip also. So go with the Chamber of Commerce. That is in February of next year, February 20th. So we want to thank today's sponsors: Citrus Valley Medical, Corona Life Services, Rhythm Tech Productions, and the Corona Police Officers Association. Wonder where they're sitting. Looking around, I don't know where they're at. Oh, there they are. Hard to spot. So thank you guys for sponsoring today. Let's hear a round of applause for all of them. So on deck will be Citrus Valley Medical. It's my pleasure to introduce our chairman of the board, Dean Safe. Dean is just a servant in the community, sits on many boards, he's generous. If I have someone in need, all I need to do is text Dean and he's always on board to help out. And so he is driven for success, but it comes from his heart of helping others. So I just want to acknowledge you for all you do for the chamber and the community. And I know you're going to share with us for, I think it's a 2-minute time. That's going to be hard for you, Dean. Yeah, so try.
I'll make it happen. Thank you.
Good start.
There's 1 minute. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. And it's great to have all of you here. And I'm excited to make a couple of announcements. Corona Business News will be handed out to you as you exit, and please get a copy and read. There's some great articles there. There are 2 events there that I want to highlight. One is an event put together by Education and Workforce Development, and it's a special luncheon on Tuesday, September 5th. This is immediately after Labor Day, and our special guest is Angel Sanchez with Phoenix Technologies. And so this is a free event, but there's a QR code on the CBN, and please scan that and you can register and be there. Angel Sanchez Jr. is the CEO and servant leader of Phoenix Technologies, Inc., a Riverside-based public safety equipment manufacturer. Phoenix Technologies is a business leader in the development of effective programs for persons of intellectual disabilities. By attending this presentation, you can learn how the development of an inclusive environment makes a business successful. And this is brought to you by Corona Chamber's Education and Workforce Development Committee. So again, the date is Tuesday, September 5 from 12 p.m. to 1:30, and lunch will be served. And it will be at the Corona Chamber conference room. The second one is, as you know, we have many nonprofits in the city of Corona, and we're highlighting Support Sisters and Pink Journey. Support Sisters is a nonprofit that joined our chamber this week. They have been in Norco community serving Corona and many other areas. The board of directors of Support Sisters are local women who have had cancer and truly understand the importance of support for others. The 2 organizations, Support Sisters and the Pink Journey, are hosting the health event. And it will be on Saturday, September 9th, from 9 to 3 p.m. at the Corona Circle City Center. They will be testing between 40 to 50 women for breast cancer detection, as well as offering dental, vision, and other services. And business owners and philanthropists Adam and Jennifer Owens are pledging a matching fund of up to $6,500. So you can scan that QR code on the screen and join them in fundraising for support sisters and the PIN journey and the amazing work that they do. When you donate $100, it will be matched by Jennifer and Adam Owens. They committed to, like I said, $6,500. So please get your phones out, and there's that QR code. Scan it and donate. Let's make this a very, very successful event for these two great organizations. And thank you all, especially Adam and Jennifer. And back to you, John.
All right, thank you, Dean. Let's hear it for Dean. And let's hear it for Adam and Jennifer. So somebody can just write a check for $6,500 and they'll match it, and then we can just be done with it. That would be awesome. So, right? Anybody want to do that? You can do that. You don't have to do 100. You can do 500, and I mean that's pretty awesome. I thought I misunderstood it. Didn't hear him right when he said 6,500, and I looked at my notes. That's awesome. So, on deck, quietly, the new members that were new members for June and July. Quietly, you're going to get up and go over there where Robert is. So. It's my pleasure to welcome our first sponsor today, Citrus Valley Medical, and their CEO, Robbie Nelson, who's going to talk a little bit. But I've got a quick story just to show you how embedded they are in the community. I grew up in Norco, and so I played football in Norco for 10 years, junior All-American all the way through high school. And so I played football at Norco High, and I got hurt one practice before one of our big games. So my dad, I pulled a muscle in my back. It was no big deal, but I was still in pain. So my dad brought me down to emergency at Corona Regional. And the doctor on duty that night was Dr. Lawrence Nelson, Robbie's grandfather, who was also the team doctor. So I saw him quite a bit. And he's like, well, John, we got to get you ready. We got a game in a couple days. And so, but that was the kind of town it was, right? So the doctor was here in the hospital to take care of you. You saw him, and the next day he'd be in his practice working on the sideline Friday night. Did the physical for junior All-American football teams. I think they still do that today. So they've been embedded in the community for all that time. So if you'll give a round warm of a welcome to CEO Robbie Nelson with Citrus Valley Medical. Play the video. You got a video? I think so.
You get the video?
What? Are you gonna say it?
You want to say it?
Yeah. They have to sing.
All right, we'll just count.
All
right, I'll just count. All right.
There we are.
As soon as we say it.
All right, thank you everybody. Thank you, man. My name is Robbie Nelson. I am the CEO of Citrus Valley Medical Associates, also known as the home of the Mighty Docs. We are a multi-specialty medical group. We are located in Corona, Norco, Eastvale, and Riverside. Primary care is and always will be our foundation. However, we also have specialty practices that include cardiology, rheumatology, neurology, and wound care. We also have And urgent care located right across the street from the emergency room doors of Corona Regional, and that's in a brand new facility we just moved in a few months ago. We have incredible physicians, physician assistants, and nurse practitioners. Some of them are here today. We have Bill Pollock. He's a physician assistant at Citrus Valley Family Practice. You guys all know and love him. We also have Dr. Melissa Taylor. She is from Norco Medical Group, and she's actually the medical director for the entire group. We also have Dr. Terry Sandifer. Dr. Sandifer is our wound care specialist, and we have Brandon Vanderhoek. Brandon is our marketing manager and my personal bodyguard. And he made the video that we just watched a minute ago. So as you can see on the trifolds here, look at these things. We just had to print it up. They're huge. It's like a menu or something. Okay, talk to my dog. So you can see from this, we have several locations in Corona, Norco, Eastvale, and we have 40 high-quality medical providers here to serve you and your family. Most of our providers spend their entire career with us, so you don't have to worry about your doctors leaving. And like John said, our ties in the community go back over 50 years. My grandfather, Dr. Lawrence Nelson, first opened his medical practice in Norco. There we go again. My dad, Dr. Robert Nelson, continued the family tradition when he opened his practice in Norco called Norco Medical Group in 1998, which I remember distinctly because I was the janitor. And it was gross. It's awesome stuff, guys. And that practice actually grew into what we know today as Citrus Valley Medical. And it's a family business. My father grew up in Norco. My sister and I grew up in Corona. My sister is a nurse practitioner at Circle City Medical Group off of Fullerton. And we have many providers now that either grew up in Corona themselves or they raised their families in Corona. Bill and Dr. Taylor both raised their kids. They're in college now. They all went through the CNUSP system. And Bill and I, we're here, so our medical group are big supporters of the local high schools. Bill and I are going to the Centennial Modern Day game tomorrow night. I'm pretty excited about that. And my point is this, we are here, we have been here, taking care of this community. We are one of you. Let us take care of you. Trust us with your lives. If you're an employer and you have people that need a doctor, send them our way. The Mighty Docs, thank you very much.
All right. Let's hear it for Citrus Valley Medical. Hey guys. On deck is Jeff Miller for the legislative action update. And so right now I'm going to introduce to the stage Robert Yanez. And he is our membership development coordinator with the chamber. So come on up.
Let's hear it for Robert.
Thank you so much. Our members make up the chamber, and we take a few minutes to highlight some of them today. These members have been invited to the mic to share a 30-second speech about their business. If they start to go over, TJ will play this sound. So we encourage you to meet them after the meeting today. I will introduce them one at a time. Not all of them could join us here today, but we wanted to highlight them anyway. After speaking, please move to the right of the stage and take a picture with our board chair, Dean Safe, and return to your seat. And we'll go in alphabetical order. First, Adventure RV. Next up, Bellaterra Home Health and Hospice. Let's give them a round of applause.
Good morning. My name is Jennifer Kling. I'm the Executive Director for Bellaterra Home Health and Hospice. This is Angela Manning. She's our Director of Social Services. We are located on Main Street in Corona. We're really excited to join you here today. We serve the Inland Empire and provide life-changing service to our patients for home health and hospice. We are a 4-star agency and we're providing outstanding care. Please think of us for your families and anyone that you know that may need these type of services. Thank you.
Next, we have Big Brothers and Sisters of Orange County and Inland Empire.
Good morning. My name is Crystal Joseph. I'm the Director of Development at Big Brothers Big Sisters of Orange County and the Inland Empire. We have served in Orange County for over 50 years, and next year, the Inland Empire arm is going to be celebrating 10 years. Really exciting stuff. We believe in the power of mentorship. We believe in one-to-one mentorship and igniting the power of potential in all of you that may need help. So, that's it.
Awesome, thank you. Next, we have Bin Man Trash Bin Sanitation. Give them a round.
I am the owner of Bin Man Trash and Sanitation. We're an eco-friendly residential and commercial trash bin cleaning service. I do live here in Corona. I know today is trash day. So if you guys need some help with that, go ahead and give us a call. We'll come out and get you guys all fixed up.
Next, we have Corona Animal Emergency Center, Calaveras Restaurant, and next up we have Leticia Castillo for Assembly. Let's give her a round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Leticia Castillo. I'm running for State Assembly in District 58. It covers part of Corona, the unincorporated areas of El Cerrito, Coronita, and Home Gardens, which is where I'm from, for over 5 decades. I'm currently endorsed by Sheriff Chad Bianco, our amazing sheriff for Riverside County. Thank you.
Next, we have Ohana Excellent Assisted Living. Let's give her a round of applause.
Good morning. My name is Juana Mark, and I'm with Ohana Assisted Living. I'm very nervous today. I've been serving Corona Riverside community as a PT assistant for the past 20 years, and this year I decided to open a boarding care. It's a 6-bed facility licensed by the state of California, and we take care of elderly, 60 and up. We take care of their personal needs and also with transportation and all the things that people can, elderly can no longer take care of home, so we do everything for them. We have a grand opening this Thursday, and we also offer tours by appointments. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Severa Beauty and Wellness. And next, we have Chigo Engineered Products, Inc. Let's give them a round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. And I was young, but now I lost my youth. Now I'm young. So this is my beautiful wife, Chi, and we founded Chigo 22 years ago, and 17 years of those are in Corona. So we provide CNC turning, milling, water jet cutting, and laser cutting. We cut 7-inch thick stainless steel with water and garnet. So our building is next to, if you go along the, next to Magnolia and cross the railroad track. Thank you.
Next, we have Sophie B's Floral Design. Let's give her a round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. It's nice to see so many familiar faces. I too am born and raised Corona, been here for 50 plus years. I've been in the flower business about 37, formerly from Corona Rose. I decided to take the show on the road myself, so now I am a member of the chamber and providing you all with some beautiful flowers, including the ones that are on the tables this morning. Thank you.
Next, we have SR Technologies, and now we have Living Trust and Co. Let's give a round of applause.
All the way down here. You guys are. So my name is Kay Mikukari. That's the last time you'll hear it. You'll never have to say it. Just Kay. I am with the Living Trust Company. I'm the owner of the business. We do Living Trust. We come to you and we cover all of California. This is something really, really essential. We do free seminars. If you have businesses, we can inform your employees They don't have to work with us. I've made it my mission to let middle-class families know there's something really, really evil called probate coming for you, and there's a way to get around it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And next we have TMI Automotive Products. Let's give them a round of applause.
Hello, everybody. Thank you. We're here with TMI Products. I'm Zach. This is my cousin Andrew and Christian. We're locally owned business off of, was it 6th Street? Bentley, yeah. And a little nervous, sorry. So we just have been open for about 40 years, and we're the second generation going through our leadership training, and it's excited to get to know the community and to grow more with Corona. So thank you.
Thank you all our new members, and we definitely encourage you to meet them all at the end of the program today. Thank you very much.
I think we should start a basketball team. In good shape. Okay, thank you very much, Robert. On deck is Kathy Armstrong and Sophia Brooks with the Women's Leadership Conference. So the Corona Chamber of Commerce is very active in legislative outreach throughout the state of California. We're acknowledged as one of the leaders in the entire state when it comes to our Legislative Action Committee, and part of that is because we've got great leadership led by our former mayor and retired state assemblyman, Jeff Miller. And so he's great. We're blessed to have him on our team. He understands what's going on in Sacramento, not just here at the local level, but up in Sacramento. So he's got an update for us, so if you can hear from Jeff.
Thank you, Glenn. Good morning, everybody. If any of you out there are interested in politics and legislation and things that impact your businesses, please get involved in the Legislative Action Committee. Last week we had a very informative healthcare roundtable where we brought in several healthcare professionals in our community, talk about how healthcare impacts their business. More specifically, a bill that we have been opposing all year, SB 525, which is a minimum wage bill for healthcare workers, but extends to gardeners, gift shop owners, anybody that does any work with a hospital or healthcare facility. We have continuously opposed minimum wage bills. And as of yesterday, Sam's smiling. As of yesterday, it was put on a suspense file and at the Appropriations Committee, and essentially that means it's dead. This kind of stuff happens because you engaged, you make calls to our legislators, state assembly members, senators, the author of the bill, and these are the kind of successes we can have if you want to get involved. A couple other bills that I want to just cover. You can cut me off whenever you need to, John. A couple public safety bills in honor of our guest speaker. We had an opposed position of AB 742. We worked closely with our police chief on this. This bill would ban police dogs. So obviously I'm not going to get into all the details, but that is a problem for our business community. That is a problem when we take away that kind of resource from our law enforcement personnel. And fortunately, that bill died. And that was again because of your efforts. Corona Chamber played an amazing critical part in these bills. The phone calls, the contacts, we really engaged in them. Another bill that unfortunately we supported, a public safety bill, SB 19 by our state senator, Kelly Ciarto. That bill would have created a fentanyl task force. And unfortunately that bill, as of yesterday, went on the suspense file. The legislature came back into session on the 14th, the beginning of the week, so all the bad stuff that goes on is between now and September 15th. And this is the time when you have to hold on to your wallet. We also engaged, just real quickly, on a local ordinance, food vendor, food carts, folks that are pushing the carts around cooking hot dogs. Our city council was mandated by the state to allow those. And obviously for our local restaurant owners that pay rent and insurance and all the things that employees, payroll, jobs, that was a problem. And the chamber took an opposed position. We communicated that position with the city council. Obviously, they are making appropriate changes that they can do on that ordinance, but the bottom line, at the end of the day, the state mandated it. And so these are things that local city councils have to deal with on a regular basis. It was when I was on city council, they're doing it today. State mandates on a variety of issues that tie their hands and prevent them from actually running their community the way they need to run it. Lastly, SB 726 was a tax credit bill for real estate purchases by veterans. Right? We supported that. We just wanted to support our real estate community, the loan officers, obviously our veterans. And unfortunately that bill was pulled by the author a few weeks ago. So hopefully we can get that back and work with our veterans and get that bill moving forward. So that's it. Please get involved. Come to an LAC meeting. Next one's October 10th.
October 10th, yep.
Senator
Our state senator, Kelly Siarco, will be our guest speaker. And I'll leave you with this. Elections have consequences. Please vote and get involved. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jeff. I was pretty excited. He actually had some good news on a couple things, so that was pretty awesome. Thanks a lot for that.
change, right?
Yeah, I know. Woo! Usually I got to pick everybody up off the floor after he's done, and you know. Like, all right, so we have our sheriff department here, so I came up with a couple of, fun things about sheriffs. Yeah. So a mysterious thief has stolen all the toilets at the local sheriff's office. The sheriffs have nothing to go on. Yeah, go back to the book. Wow, rough crowd. So, understand that it takes money and support to run an event like this. So, our next sponsor is Rhythm Tech Productions, our AV team over there. We're fortunate at the Corona Chamber to have Rhythm Tech as a partner for many, many years. TJ Jackson is the owner and creator of the company. They do lots of big events. You see some of the pictures up there. He was extremely flexible during COVID to help us out. No events too large or too small. They service including staging, lighting, sound reinforcement, system video. They work with lots of people like Sugar Ray, Leonard, UFC, Smash Mouth, Jeremy Camp, and of course, Bobby Speed. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, join me in thanking TJ and the entire team of Rhythm Tech Productions for being a sponsor today. Thank you guys. Also, the Corona Police Officers Association, they're a sponsor today. The Police Officers Association is a professional police organization comprised of dedicated men and women of the Corona Police Department. They strive to strengthen the community. They work in giving back to the youth in a variety of ways, including hands-on activities with at-risk children, collecting Christmas gifts for children who have not received them. They participate in a run with ACOP. So I want to thank you guys for being here and supporting us and doing what you do every day. So thank you guys very much. So on deck will be Corona Life Services, Jordan Destiny. So Women's Leadership Conference is coming up. So I am going to introduce Kathy and Sophia to talk about it.
Morning. Great morning to you. Kathy and I are delighted to be co-chairs this year for the Women's Leadership Conference, helping Supervisor Karen Spiegel to realize her vision. This year, there are 4 dynamic speakers on the agenda. And Kathy and I would like to highlight 2 of those via video today. The first speaker that you're going to see is Dr. Sarah. Dr. Sarah is an electrical engineer, a college professor, and a mountain climber. The second speaker that you'll see via video is Mrs. Merlina Valentines, and she has 30 years in the school system, including being principal. Please preview the video. Now.
Come up with a project, something that you can't even think of doing in your wildest dreams. Somebody behind me, they were talking about Everest Base Camp, and I felt like, I really want to be there. I want to climb Mount Everest.
Going to Nepal sounded like a perfect fit for us. Just 3 of us together up a gorgeous mountain. We were completely unprepared for what was about to happen. We were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Nepal has been hit with its worst earthquake in decades. Powerful quake flattened sections of Kathmandu and triggered avalanches at Mount Everest.
You don't have time to think. You're just trying to make the next right decision to save yourself. And that's when violence started.
I couldn't breathe, I was hyperventilating.
Getting rested would be a freaking battle for my life.
Whatever I do, there is no way I can survive this.
Merlina, can you hear me? I slowly opened my eyes and I saw this stranger by my bed. I was petrified. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. I attempted to get up and escape, but I could not move. And I thought, this must be a nightmare I just need to wake up from. This stranger came closer and said he was so happy to see my eyes were finally opened. I had no idea this was a doctor, and I had just awakened from a medically induced coma. And my nightmare, it was real and far from over. You see, I was in the intensive care unit as I battled sepsis and major organ failure. My prognosis was exceedingly grim, and a ventilator was my lifeline. I watched in horror as the life slowly drained from each of my limbs. I faced the inevitable, the amputation of both of my hands and both of my legs below the knee. I deeply mourn this loss.
Thank you for your attention, and thank you, Sophia and the Chamber of Commerce. On your tables, you can find the Corona Chamber Business News, and on page 10 and 11, you find more information. We have space for exhibitors and sponsors. We're expecting about 1,000 attendees. And by the way, real men show up to Women's Leadership Conference. Thank you.
Thank you guys very much. Wow, it's going to be powerful. I mean, I wanted those to continue to hear more about that, so. Yes, exactly. Gentlemen, you should consider purchasing tickets. If you're of a company, you should buy them for your staff, coworkers, vendors, clients, etc. So, on deck, quietly we'll get together milestone members, so you'll line up over there by the good-looking gentleman in the red. By the way, when I look around this room, you know, I see a lot of great-looking faces, but man, this guy over here has got the most amazing beard, Glenn Gonzalez. That is like one of the best beards, you know? I mean, you are a handsome man. I don't say that to very many people, I can tell you that right now. Sam, you're handsome too, so I don't want to. All right. So I'm blushing. So anyway, so our final sponsor today is Corona Life Services. Corona Life Services, Zoe, as you'll hear, is a 501c3 organization. A team of licensed medical staff. They've been serving Corona over 25 years. They offer free medical care, education, and support services to women, children, youth, families facing unplanned pregnancies. No matter your age, your race, religion, or marital status, all of their services are provided free of charge in a loving, non-judgmental, safe environment. Zoe is here for you. One of the lesser known services of Zoe is they have a partnership with the Corona-Norco School District, where they actually teach healthy relationships to our children in schools. So I think by the end of the year, they're going to be teaching in every single high school in the school district before the end of the year. So they teach boundaries, red flags in relationships. They actually will teach women and boys and girls that they can say no, which shocked me when I found out talking to girls that they didn't know they could. So they're doing a great job with that. So please help me welcome Jordan and Destiny with Corona Life Services for their presentation.
Good morning, Corona. My name is Jordan McKenzie. I am the Executive Director at Corona Life Services. Zoe, there's a good bit of staff and volunteers on our team, so if you wouldn't mind just standing up for a second. If you are a staff member, volunteer, board member of Corona Life Services, Zoe. Thank you so much for your service. The fight is there. Well, like John said, our mission is to empower women and families facing unplanned pregnancies with free education, medical services, and support. Our goal is that we would be the first thought for women's health care and education, because we would really love to be the safe neighbor that our community is looking for when it's coming to education and women's health care. So with that, we are in the transition of rebranding and changing our name from Corona Life Services to Zoe, which we are very excited about. The name Zoe has power in its relatability, and it is to be presented as a woman who has been there before and is there for the uncertain times or the unplanned times that the people that we serve are going through. We want our people to know that we are there for them, and that's why we are changing our name and our rebranding so that we can meet them exactly where they are at. We're still doing the same thing, still for the same thing, but just with a friendlier facelift, as I say. But someone who's standing next to me, Destiny Brummett, she is our community and marketing manager. She has been helping me with all of it, but she's got a cool community project that we have coming up.
Yes, good morning, everybody. It is genuinely such a privilege for us to be here standing in front of you this morning. And as you have seen and heard, Corona Life Services, Zoe has gone through quite a bit of change recently. However, one thing that is staying the same is our annual Walk for Life event. This year, our Walk for Life event will be held on Saturday, October 7th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. over at Levy Pollard High School. This is a really fun, family-friendly event full of vendors and food and kid-friendly activities. Now this year we're adding something a little different, which is a marketplace, and we are currently in need of vendors. So if you or your business or someone you know that you think would be interested in coming and being a part of an event like this, we're expecting a little over 600 people, hopefully more. But I'd love to talk to you more, share some more information. The vendor fee is $150, but yeah, we'd love to see you out. Our Walk for Life is our second biggest fundraising event that we do every year. This is what really allows us to continue to offer all of our medical services and resources free of cost. But more importantly, we're looking at this as an organization as a really awesome opportunity to show up in our community and say, hey, regardless of what situation you may find yourself in, whether it's planned or unplanned, 1, you're not alone. 2, we're here for you. And 3, we're gonna get through this together. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. We have a little video to show real quick. services. By the way, so Jordan McKenzie was our interim director. She is no longer interim director. She's actually our executive director now for Chromite Services. So congratulations. I look over, empty seat, there you go. All right, so I want to thank our photographers, Jim Dorsey and Dave Haywood, Raul here at, there we go. Raul Tovar with Eagle Glen, setting up the facility and everything early, helping out with the food. And of course our ambassadors that get here when it's still dark outside, greeting and setting up. And you know what, they're going to clean when you're leaving, they're going to be cleaning. So we want to give it to our ambassadors, all those that are helping out. So let's hear for them. So on deck will be Bobby Spiegel to talk about Patriots Day. So let me introduce our Vice President of Operations and Membership Development, Desiree Ramirez. Let's hear it for Desiree.
Thank you so much, John. I'm sure this is the most exciting part of the morning. You guys are milestone members. We have so many milestone members this morning to celebrate. And milestone members are just not the members that pay their membership dues every year. They are members that continuously commit year after year in supporting a strong local economy. And the Corona Chamber would not be as strong as it is today without these following members. Each member will be given 1 minute to introduce themselves and their business, and if they go over, TJ will play this down. Or I'll dance.
Let's do that.
All right, so after speaking, please move to my left for a photo with our board chair, Dean Sade, and then you may return to your tables. A special thank you to the offices of Congressman Ken Calvert, Senator Kelly Sayardo, Senator Richard Roth, Assemblymember Sabrina Cervantes, Assemblymember Bill Cicely, Riverside County Supervisor Karen Spiegel, and the City of Corona's Mayor Tony D'Addario for providing certificates to each of these members. So let's get started. Celebrating 5 years with the Corona Chamber, Allmex USA, not able to attend, but we have American Electric Supply.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Rachel Duran. I'm the Director of Human Resources at American Electric Supply. We have been in business here in Corona for 39 years in October. We supply commercial electrical supplies to commercial contractors. We've worked on such projects as the Rams Stadium, the new stadium for the Clippers, and every single Amazon building out here in the Inland Empire. So if you need any commercial electrical supplies, please stop by American Electric Supply on Maple Street in Corona.
I'll be celebrating 5 years with the Corona Chamber, Riverside University Health System, Community Health Centers.
Good morning, Corona. My name is Jeff Van Wagen. I'm the Executive Officer for the County of Riverside, and I have the privilege of accepting this on behalf of our community health centers, which are county-wide and provide services to many members of this community and communities across the county. I yield my time to the Sheriff.
Thank you. Also celebrating 5 years with the Corona Chamber, Troy Lee Designs.
Hello, everybody. Just wanted to thank Corona for supporting me for like 42 years here in Corona painting helmets, and I'm still doing the same thing and loving it, and it's a great place to be. Thank you, everybody.
Moving on to 10 years celebrating with the Corona Chamber, you, Sidhelm and Company PC, and next coming up, NIR Plumbing.
Good morning. 1 minute's kind of tough. Time flies when you enjoy servicing the community. We are a 24/7 business, just like law enforcement, and we now do air conditioning also. Think of us when you're looking for those type of services, NIR Plumbing and air conditioning. I'd like to thank the Chamber of Commerce for being our support through the pandemic, through the recession, for advice, 24/7 service. When I think of business, I think of the Corona Chamber of Commerce. Thank you.
Local mark here, but also celebrating 10 years with this Corona Chamber is Saddleback Church Eastvale. Technology Frenzy, Wellington Foods, and we'll move on to 15 years with the Corona Chamber, Costco, and Jerry's Brake and Tire Pros, and next celebrating 15 years with the Corona Chamber, Town and Country Day School.
My name is Kevin Bash. I'm here on behalf of my mother, Betty Bash, who started Town and Country Day School 6 decades ago. It's considered one of the finest early childhood development centers literally in the state of California. Her first 5, ages 2 to 13. We have pre-K, preschool, kindergarten, and before and after care. Thank you.
Celebrating 20 years with the Chamber's CPI Properties. Now celebrating 30 years with the Corona Chamber, Thomas Miller Mortuary and Crematory.
Good morning. I'm Chris Miller, owner and operator of Thomas Miller Mortuary and Crematory. We are the oldest ongoing business here in the city of Corona. We were established back in 1891. Our family moved to Corona back in '69, and our family's been serving the community for over 54 years. About 12 years ago, we put on our own on-site crematory, and so we are a full-service funeral home provider here in our community, serving many of you here in our community. We truly appreciate everything that we can do for you, and we love to give back to the community with everything that you have provided for us and our family. We like to give back. In addition, this morning, I also wanted to mention that our Lions Club, our Corona Lions, is hosting their 100th anniversary this year. And they are having a fundraiser to celebrate that 100 years. Many of you are Lions, and there has been so many past Lions, such as my dad was a Lion. There was also Leroy Fleming that many of you know, and there were several others in remembrance. Bobby's dad, Herb Spiegel, too. So please, if you would like tickets to join in the celebration of the Lions Club, you're more than welcome to. Sylvia Fleming is right back over here. She has tickets available to the event. We'd love to see the support of our community. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, now celebrating 40 years with the Corona Chamber of Commerce, a little partial to this school district, Corona Norco Unified School District.
Exactly, so when we show up, we show up. It's family, and thank you for the great applause. I'm Sam Bordelcher, Superintendent of Schools, proud superintendent. Chris was talking, I was thinking, geez, we're about 140 years old. So anyhow, we've been here in town. Proud to be here. I'll tell you, the folks that are up here, I'm briefly going to introduce 3 of them. Our Vice President, Mr. Bill Pollock. Let's give it up. School board members, we have Mrs. Stacy Nicola. And Mr. Chris Rahaga. And as we were coming out, as I was reflecting, all 12 of us up here are either products of CNUSD or our children are products of CNUSD, so we're certainly proud of that. And we just started school, traditional school last week. I'm proud to be here and proud to continue to be an outstanding member here in the Chamber of Commerce. Have a blessed day, everyone. Thank you.
Face this way. Right. Come here, Jack.
All right. Also celebrating 40 years with the Corona Chamber is Miguel's Junior Restaurant.
Good morning. My name is Brian Lozier, Director of Operations. I'm joined today by 2 of my local area managers, Eric Taylor and Karen Ruiz. One of our company core values is that we love local. From our daily CNUSD burrito program to our military, fire, and police meal discount to the water park at the Citrus Community Park up the road. It's something near and dear to our heart. I'm fortunate enough to represent the Vasquez family and 700 employees as I stand up here on the stage. We're getting ready to grow our juniors again in 2 of our not Corona cities, but Santa Ana and Upland here to make us 24 strong for the juniors. And please follow us on social media. Looking to celebrate our 50th anniversary being in Corona over at our Dos Lagos full-service location. It'll be 50 years. They opened on July 4th of 1973 over there on 6th Street, and we now have the crown jewel over there at Dos Lagos, and we're going to be doing a lot of special events over there in the month of October. So follow us on social media to learn about that, and tomorrow night, go Huskies.
Celebrating 50 years with the Corona Chamber is Corona Magnetics, unable to be here. You guys, the next one, celebrating 55 years with the Corona Chamber of Commerce. Please welcome West Rock.
Good morning. My name is Charlie Garrison. I'm the general manager of West Rock here at Corona. West Rock is a corrugated box manufacturer here in Corona. We're north of Corona, just on Smith Street, north of 91. We've been here just a little over 55 years. We take great pride in we have 130 employees, great employees. A lot of them came right out of high school in this area, and now are celebrating 30 to 40 years of working for us. We've changed the names a couple times, so you may not recognize West Rock over the years, but we're the same company, and we manufacture the same products. Some of our customers are Amazon. We run for American Hanger locally. We also run for Frito hangers. Our primary business is boxes that we sell into Mexico, into the agricultural market. We send boxes down, and they send up tomatoes, peppers, all those things that we consume daily. So, and they bring them over legally, so it's all good. So, corporately wide, we're a global company, 58,000 employees. We pride ourselves on our sustainability. We plant hundreds of thousands of trees every year. We also, our products are 100% recyclable. So taking care of our environment is very important to the restaurant. So we want to thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations to all of our milestone members. Here you go, John.
Thank you very much. All right, let's hear it again for everyone there. All right. So let me see if I can find a good one in here. Let's see. Did you hear the sheriff arrested the Energizer Bunny? He was charged with battery. Hey, blame the book. Don't blame me. All right. So who's next? Let me see. Oh, Bobby Spiegel. Bobby, go on.
I apologize. I know we're running just a couple of minutes behind, but this is a very important project that the Corona Chamber Foundation is doing. I want you to go back. I think every one of you here that are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, yes, 60s and beyond will remember exactly what happened September 11th, 2001. You'll know exactly where you were when those planes hit and destroyed and started to have a terror attack on our homeland. The Corona Chamber and the Corona Chamber Foundation made a pledge and a commitment to never forget, just like many Americans did. This first slide that's up on the screen right now is something that I think is just resounding. When President Bush was talking to a classroom of kids in Florida, and he got news of the first plane that hit. Not to expand on any of that, but just the fact that he knew there was a challenge. The next slide below, or the next picture below that is just notes. But I love the slide to the right, the photo where it shows the firefighters protecting our flag and raising our flag to honor and support our country. Next slide, please. This is what we do here in Corona. We turn over the front lawn of the historic Civic Center with 2,977 flags. There's a booth in back that our foundation is manning today, and each one of those flags will have the name of someone who has passed away during that tragedy. Next slide, please. You may want to know, why do we do this? Well, I will tell you, there were high school sweethearts in 1956 that perished on that flight that hit the Pentagon. This picture here shows Rear Admiral Bud Flagg. His first name is Wilson. He married his high school sweetheart, Darlene, And he had a full career in the military, and then he became an airline pilot, and they were retired, but they were on the plane that hit the Pentagon. Next slide. On their 50th year class reunion, the class of 1956 decided to go ahead and dedicate this beautiful portrait and the plaque, and it sits in the historic Civic Center. And many people walk by it every single day. I spent the last week sharing with a lot of individuals about this. This is what this is all about. Next slide. So here's what we want to do. We want to talk about commemorating the 22nd event to do it the right way. Next slide. These were our sponsors last year, and yes, I'm going to be asking for money from you guys. Next slide. But there's a couple of things I want to talk to you about that if you want to just volunteer. On your tables, there's some big sheets, and there's 4 different sheets. One is to join us on September 8th, Friday night, to put all the flags in place. They're going to be in numeric order. If you'll just put your name down and all the information that's necessary, feel free to do so. The other sheet on there, we'll go ahead and go to the next slide. This is what happens. This is what those flags look like, and this is a family event, and we want you to go ahead and participate. Next slide. So, again, you'll see one more slide, and then one more slide. That's what it will look like, and I just want to let you know that ABC Hopes is coordinating the assembly of all the flags for us. Circle City Rotary is going to be teaching flag etiquette so people know how to put the flags in properly, and everyone is invited to participate and help us on September 8th. Then if we go right to Standing Watch, the American Legion Posts 742 and 216 are taking care of this, but we need help. Every 4 hours, 4-hour shifts, we're going to have people stand there to make sure that those flags are protected, that no idiot comes through and tries to wipe things on out. Next slide. Then we have reading of the names starting at 5 a.m. on Monday, September 11th. If you would like to read names, there's a sheet on the table. You can fill it out or see us in the back. Next slide. We're going to read every single name. All 2,970 are going to be read. There are still 7 people that are unidentified. Those flags will have a special recognition in our program because they're still unidentified. But here's our list of our sponsorship levels. There's a packet on the table there, or in back, you can surely get involved. Next slide. So this is what we're asking for. A couple of different things to help out. Place the flags on September 8th. Stand watch. Read names. Consider monetary sponsorships. Thank you.
So the Bobby mentioned on your table right there is your is information. You can sign up, a volunteer sheet, so make sure you fill those out. Reminder of a couple things coming up. Commerce and cocktails. Yeah. Nothing. Too early in the morning. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. So network mixer, commerce and cocktails. The event is on there. It's August 31st. You can sign up with the chamber. I think there's a cost. Members are $15. Prospective members are $25. So sign up for that. Next Good Morning Corona, September 21st, we'll be honoring our police and fire. So let's hear it for them. You can sponsor that event. We have exhibitor booths available. October 10th, as Jeff mentioned, legislative luncheon. That's coming up. You can scan that QR code. Chris gave a nice plug for the Lions Club. So Sylvia Fleming and Carol Asper are back there. And please stand. Are you guys where you're at? All right. Oh, raise your hands. There you are. So see them about their 100th anniversary. Then we have, what we talked a little bit about, the Chamber Portugal trip. 9-day tour, February 20th to the 28th. And starting at $26.49. And that's a single person supplement. Okay. I'm like, I had a single person occupancy. I'll just go by myself. It's only $399, but it's a supplement. Got it. Now I get it. So, we're fortunate to have our sheriff here and to have in Riverside County an amazing man leading our sheriff's department. Recently, I was sitting with a gentleman who works for LA Sheriff, and he lives in Riverside, and he was just talking, all kinds of great things about our sheriff, and he's really blessed to live in our community, and said he wished he was working for Riverside Sheriff's Department. So another person came to my office, and he actually is working for the staff, and he just loves it. He told me when when Sheriff Bianco was elected, morale jumped way up. So, there's a lot of stuff we can talk about him. He is the coroner, and a couple years ago, or last year when I talked about him, I said something like $9 million budget. It's $900 million budget that he oversees. So he's got a lot of responsibility. Riverside County is much safer under his leadership. So it's a good time to stand up and stretch and give a warm applause for our Sheriff of Riverside County, Chad Bianco.
So I think we have something for him, don't we? Let's give him that right now.
So I bought a lottery ticket hoping I was going to give you $1 billion, but it didn't work out. So what we have is we have you can, when you go somewhere, you can put your stuff in here. Maybe if you go hunting or something, you can put that in there.
Funny story there.
Yeah.
All right. So we got the chamber logo. We got that for you. And then who's this from? Danny? Side Action Apparel. It's got a few cool little gadgets for your shirts, whatever. So all of those. Thank you. You're all set. All right, let's hear it for the sheriff.
Thank you. So I feel, unfortunately, I feel the need that I have to clarify something and clear something up. For law enforcement, obviously it is a very noble profession. We're all proud of it, and once in a while there are bad things that happen in law enforcement. But one of the cornerstones of law enforcement is honesty. And if any officer or deputy or myself, if we're not honest, we get fired immediately, and we all know that. But so honesty around us, it also affects me. So when I hear things that aren't true, I feel like I have to fix that. Unfortunately, John made a comment earlier about Jeff, and he introduced Jeff. Jeff is our great legislative assistant for taking care of Sacramento, but in his description of Jeff and all the good things that he does and the things that he does, he said that Jeff is up there doing good work, and he understands what's going on in Sacramento, and that is absolutely not true. There is not one person in this world that understands what's happening in Sacramento. So while we appreciate what Jeff does, Sacramento is lost, and it's up to all of us to somehow try and fix it. So thank you all for allowing me to be here. And before I get started, I need to, one other thing about how really important it is for me to address Corona businesses and my love for this organization and for all that you do for the city and for yourselves and really for the state and for the county. I would like to say that I'm very pleased to be here, but it's a little bit bittersweet. Saying that I can use my cooler on a hunting trip, I will do that in about 45 minutes. For the last 34 years, yesterday, I would have been on a mountaintop on a hunting trip. I've been there for the last 34 years. So yesterday, they were sending me pictures of an empty chair around the campfire that I'm not occupying. And on Tuesday, my wife was telling me, you have not even packed yet. You leave tomorrow, right? And I said, no, I'm not leaving tomorrow. I'm not leaving until Thursday. I'm speaking at the Corona Chamber. And she looked at me very, very funny. And she just walked away. She didn't talk to me for a couple hours. And so then she says, a couple of years ago, you told your daughter-in-law no when she was giving birth to your first granddaughter. But somehow you can't tell Bobby Spiegel no? And I really didn't have anything to say to her. I called my daughter-in-law, I apologized again. But somehow Bobby was able and figured this out. It was last September, convinced Ruth, my assistant, to put this on my calendar. And she did it before I was able to block out the dates for my hunting trip. So I couldn't tell Bobby no. So with that though, I am very pleased to be here, and I do enjoy speaking to all of you because of what you do for us and for the county and for the city and then for the county and ultimately our state. You all know that business is the lifeblood of any community, and if you really want to dig deeper, you can say that business is really what it is that makes America successful. If it were not for our freedoms, freedom to choose who we want to work for, freedom to choose if we want to run our own business, freedom to choose how hard we want to work for success, that is the cornerstone of America, and business is what makes all of those things run. A little bit closer to home, we cannot have successful businesses, we cannot have successful communities if we're not safe. And that's where our police departments, our sheriff's departments come in, and the thing that makes those work is your businesses generating revenue, tax revenue, that if in a perfect world, in a real world of efficient government, public safety would be the #1 priority always, and then everything after that, once we are all safe and secure, everything after that is gravy and icing on the cake, and we can support other things with government. But public safety is #1 for our tax revenue and for our government, and you all, and the hard work that you do for your businesses to provide for yourselves and your families is what make all of that work. So thank you all very, very much. Riverside County is obviously very good to us, and another correction, it was $900,000. This year's budget was over $1 billion. So for the first time ever, we were a little nervous that eventually we knew probably it would happen, but $1,021 million is what the budget is for the Sheriff's Department. So it's you live in a obviously a large county. For today, I was told what to talk about. I was update about the Sheriff's Department and everything else. Sometimes I think that's a little bit boring, so I'll give you a little bit updates, but if anyone gets bored and just wants to shout out a comment or a question, that's great. I'll go off on a tangent. I do that all the time anyway. If you want to help me, that's fine. So the Sheriff's Department has enjoyed, over the last 5 years, a overwhelming support from our supervisors and from our executive office. I won't say that we've been given everything that we want, but certainly we've been given everything that we need to provide the services that we do for our county. When I took over in 2019, we were roughly at 3,500, approaching 3,600 employees, and right now we are 4,100. We actually hit 4,100 on Monday, and by Tuesday, 10 people have retired, so we're back underneath the 4,100. So, but we're hovering around there. We're about almost 200 short of being completely full in a 4,290 member department. So it's actually amazing. We are the 5th largest sheriff's department in the country, and on any given day, it ranges from 19 to 22 largest police agency in the country. So any law enforcement agency. So we are very, very large. We are very, very proud to provide you a fantastic service, whether it's within the county area or bleeding over into the city. We are very unique in this county in many ways. Throughout the pandemic, I said that we live on an island here. We are not like the rest of the state. Law enforcement is certainly like that. You would probably all be shocked to hear that police chiefs and sheriffs across the state don't necessarily get along. That's not a requirement, and when you throw egos and everything else into it, you might be able to see how it doesn't work all over. It is not like that here. Although the current chief refused to show up this morning for me, he did send his guys and gals to support the chamber and everything.
Sheriff.
And I'm just kidding, Sheriff.
He's hunting.
Yes. He sent me a picture of what they were doing this morning. I'm just kidding. He is at an event where one of his employees is receiving an award, so that's far more important than being here with me. But the relationship that I have with all of our chiefs of police is absolutely fantastic. There is not one of us that thinks we are better or less than the other. And our ultimate goal for this entire county is to make sure that all of you are provided with the absolute best service possible. Corona does a fantastic job policing your city, but they know that should anything disastrous or bad happen on any given day, I have 1,300 deputies that would be here within 45 minutes. So the relationship that we have to provide you the best service we possibly can is unmatched anywhere in this state, and we will continue to make sure that that happens. Since the last time I spoke here at any of the chamber events, I obviously was elected again last year, so whether you want me here or whether you're stuck with me, it's for 6 more years this time. It's not for 4, so the next sheriff for election is in 2028. So that obviously happened, and then unfortunately for my department and for law enforcement in general, we over the last, we're good right now, but from January 28th to the very beginning of May, we suffered what most agencies don't suffer in their existence. We lost 4 deputies at work. 2 of them, obviously, if you remember, were murdered. Isaiah Cordero in Norco, and Deputy Calhoun Darnell Calhoun in Lake Elsinore. And then right after that, we lost 2 more deputies in traffic accidents. So it hit our department very, very hard. Luckily for us, and the dedication that I have given to our members, to our employees, we dedicate it's just shy of $500,000 a year to the health and wellness of our deputies and their families. And that, I don't care how much it is, because that unbelievably paid off in the last 6 months, because we had probably half of our spouses in the department that were undergoing mental health care because of those 2 murders, and then sending their spouses to work either the next shift or in the next coming days. So that was very, very rough for us. The support that we had from the community was unbelievable. The amount of calls, the amount of money, the amount of cards and well wishes and everything else that we received, that the families received, was a testament to not only what we do for the community, but how you feel for us and what we do. And I could never thank you enough or repay you for the things that you did, for the support that you gave, not only the sheriff's department, but when those things happen, it also affects your police officers. And so the support that you showed them while we were going through what we were going through was just fantastic. So thank all of you for doing that. One bright note, that if anything bright that could come out of that, Deputy Calhoun's wife, Vanessa, was 7 months pregnant when he was killed. And so his son was born. It may not be a bright spot for them, but it certainly is something that eases the tragedy a little bit. And little Malcolm is, according to Vanessa, is exactly his dad, and their family is doing well. Thankfully for us and for the other families, there were the other deputies did not have kids, and while 2 of them had spouses, one was single. And so while it affects our family and it affects our department and affects other police agencies, we were able to get through it with the support from all of you. So I want to thank you all for that. I'm going to dwell on this and end up crying while I'm supposed to be acting like I'm a hunter or something. But I want to, particularly thank all of you for your support that you've provided law enforcement in the last several months as we were going through all of this. With that, as I talk about law enforcement, you all are extremely blessed to live where we live, and we do live on an island because of the law enforcement that we have. And there are many narratives out there. There are all false narratives about bad cops and how cops cause all of the problems and we victimize all these people, and I just need to tell you, I'm sure all of you in here know that, but I want to reassure you that you have nothing but fantastic law enforcement officers in the city of Corona. In the county of Riverside, and we always want that to be. With that, just a minor little caveat, but I want to tell you the dedication that we have to ensure all of you that you have the best law enforcement possible. For the first time in many years, we believe it's over 20. We are probably, unfortunately, going to make the news in a couple of days or a couple of weeks for a county law enforcement officer that is going to that did something bad, and will be in the news for it. But with that, I hope it goes to show the community and everyone else the dedication that your police chiefs and I have within our organizations and even amongst the ranks to make sure that bad cops that give us bad names are not employed by us anymore. And if they do something that is criminally wrong, we do our absolute best to identify that and get rid of them. So as you hear about this in the news, just know that is our mission and our goal for all of you, is to ensure that you have nothing but the most ethical, honest, and moral deputies and police officers that you could possibly get. That's kind of like a downer type of a thing, but I want to make it a positive thing that while it may be a negative for us and it may not look good for us for that one instance, we all know that we're not defined by, an organization is not defined by an individual, and we want to make sure that you know that we are actively making sure that we do not stand for and we will not condone anything that goes against our morals and our ethics and our beliefs and our desire to serve you. So, with another little bit of update, bringing it a little closer to Corona. I hope you all know, or many of you know, that we opened the new sheriff's station in the city of Corona, and with a little caveat that there's like a 10-foot section in the northeast corner that the surveyor says is in the county. So that's how I was able to get the executive officer to buy off on it, and we were able to go forward with that building. The station is our Lake Matthews station. It's been open technically since February, officially since April. But the services that we're able to provide now for the area of El Cerrito and South Corona down into the canyon, and then up on the hill in Lake Matthews and Gavilan, is something that all of those residents have never had before. And this came about because of Supervisor Spiegel and Supervisor Jeffries coming to me and asking what we could possibly do to provide a better service. And really, ultimately, it comes down to having people locally, rather than driving from the 3 stations that they were driving from, Paris, Lake Elsinore, and Harupa Valley. So we were able to make this station happen immediately from the day we opened. Response times for crimes and calls for service there have dropped more than half. So the response times have gone, some of them are 60 and 70% better than what they were before. So when you have government officials that are concerned and that care about the quality of law enforcement, and then with me, who's more than willing to give it to them, it's working out great for all of our residents. While we are down in that area in Corona, the relationship that we have with Corona is fantastic there. We are handling things for them, they are handling things for us, and that's our commitment between your chief and myself, is that we don't really care whether you are living or whether you are present in a county area or the city of Corona. If you are a victim, one of us is going to come and help you, and we'll sort out all the details later. But our number one priority is making sure that you're serviced and you're helped in your time of need. So rest assured that you're update on Sheriff's Department. This is always, every time I talk at any group, it doesn't matter if it's like a college group or if it's a group of elderly, very elderly females, everyone wants to know how they can get a CCW and how I will get that permission. That certainly is something that I hold dear and precious, and obviously it is, it's within our Constitution, and we have rules that go along with that, but we do everything we can to make sure that you can exercise those rights. We just updated we do everything based on a fiscal year with reports and everything else. So we just finished the last year's totals for our concealed weapons permit process. If you have gone through the process, thank you. I hope it was expeditious, and I hope it was easy for you and relatively painless and non-stressful. We do everything we can to make it that way, as long as you're a law-abiding resident, citizen of Riverside County, and you're asking permission. As long as there's nothing that prevents you from having it, you're going to get it. There's a little fun fact, and none of us had ever really thought of this, but because of the records that we're keeping and going back and trying to keep track year after year, because unfortunately I have a big target on my state, or on my back, from our failure of an attorney general, and he would like nothing more than to find something that we do wrong, and one of those is by giving people guns, because he wants to take everyone's guns away. But since the inception of our county, the Riverside Sheriff's Department in 100 years issued 3,200 CCW permits to county residents. From 2019 until now, I've issued 32,000. And I do have to clarify now, because I know there are some people that are afraid of guns, or that don't like guns, or that don't think people should carry guns. Out of those 33,000, not one has done anything wrong. I can tell you that in the history of a firearm has never committed a crime. This little thing here has never done anything wrong. It's all the people that hold them and the people that do bad things with them. Are in the last 5 years, 3 instances have been exercised where they have used their firearm that they were carrying. One, a lady fired a round at a person that was breaking into her home. She didn't hit him, but we were able to catch him. He was so afraid that she was going to hit him, laying down in the front yard and waiting for us to get there. And the second instance was a man that saw a woman being assaulted, and he just held the person at gunpoint until we arrived, and we took that person into custody. And then, unfortunately, but fortunately for this gentleman, he was being attacked with a man with a knife, and he used his gun and shot, and that person died. But obviously that was a life-altering and a life-saving encounter where he was able to save himself and use his concealed weapon to protect himself. So out of all of it, 5 years and 33,000 permits, 3 instances where they've actually been used and they were all positive, not one that has been negative. And there is not one across the state that any of us are aware of that a person with a CCW has ever used that gun inappropriately or illegally. My belief is that if you are a law-abiding resident, you don't commit crimes. And what I can guarantee is some guy that just got out of prison is not going to come and ask me for a permit to carry a gun. And when I tell him no, he's not going to, darn it, I was going to rob that liquor store tomorrow, but since I can't carry that gun, I won't do it. It just doesn't work that way. We are predominantly in the very high 90 percentiles a community of law-abiding residents, and unfortunately we have criminals that don't care about us, that don't care about our laws, that don't care about authority, that don't care about anything other than themselves, and they will do anything that they feel appropriate for their own needs. And those are the ones that your men and women in blue and tan and green have to deal with every day. And we do everything that we can to make sure that we chase them down, arrest them, put them in jail, even though our lovely government, California government, might not let us keep them in jail. We do everything that we can that as soon as they get out, we'll arrest them again. We have a little story, a little saying that if they're going to keep committing crimes, they can do life weekends at a time. When they get out of jail, they commit another crime, we will take them right back in, and we don't care if it's a revolving door. We know that you all do, and it's very frustrating. That goes back to what I'm going to talk briefly about next. Is our legislature and the complete dysfunction that's going on there. But it doesn't bother us that happens, because we know we just need to keep working harder and harder to make sure that we keep those people out of your neighborhoods and out of your businesses. If you watch the news and you see everything that's going on in Sacramento, San Francisco, Los Angeles, with all of these smash and grabs and the takeovers of businesses and everything that's happening, we don't necessarily have those here. I will say that once in a while we do have people from Los Angeles coming into Riverside County and committing those crimes, but so far, and knock on wood, all of those that have happened, we have arrested them. That doesn't happen in other places. They don't even try to arrest them in other places. And we have your law enforcement here, including the men and women in front of me. We will do everything we can to make sure you're safe, because we value our community also. We want our kids safe. We want our wives and husbands safe when they go out. And we want our businesses that we support to be safe. So we are giving everything we can to make sure that we do that for you. Any question of anything? Because talking about the sheriff's department is extremely boring. So I will tell you the things, no questions. The thing that I will tell you that this is my only ask of you, and the favor that I have to ask of you. What Jeff is doing in Sacramento is real. I have a full-time employee that lives in Sacramento Monday through Thursday. He has a family here. He has a life here and a job here. But we know the importance of making sure that I have a full-time representative when all of these elected officials are making these decisions that are ruining our businesses. They are not passing laws that are pro-business. They are not passing laws that are pro-city and pro-county, and they are not passing laws that are pro-law enforcement. Our county of Riverside now has a representative that a legislative representative that is up there. The city is obviously, and the chamber is embedded in Sacramento doing everything we can for you, but we are individuals. We need all of you to pay attention to the things that Jeff may put out, pay attention to the things that I may address on social media of bills that are in Sacramento that are detrimental to not only you and your businesses, but to you and your safety, and for us in law enforcement. And I'm asking for your help to write letters, send emails, or make phone calls to not only your legislator here, but to other legislators, particularly find out, so any type of a bill, I'll just throw a name out there, Bradford. Bradford is one of the worst people in Sacramento for public safety. If we send something out about a bill for Bradford, contact his office, send him emails, make phone calls to him and to his people, because those are the ones that need to hear it. I will tell you that locally, if you contact some of your local officials, you're just bothering them a little bit, because they're supporting us anyway. The ones that support these bills and the ones that are against the bad ones, there's no need to contact them, because they're fighting for us too. It's the ones that are going against it. So we just ask your help in contacting Sacramento. I believe in the last several years we have seen, everyone says it has to get worse before it gets better. I think we hit the worst. I think people are finally starting to realize that they're not really happy with the way things are going. They're not happy with decriminalization. They're not happy with emptying prisons and closing prisons and putting those people back in our communities. And we're starting to wake up. We're starting to be more vocal, and it's working. We just need to make sure we keep going with it. We need to be very, very vocal. The story or the saying of the squeaky wheel gets the grease is 100% true. And the thing about politicians, particularly those in Sacramento, their real only personal mission is to make sure they get elected again. And if they feel like all of the heat is coming down on them for these crazy bills that they're voting for and these crazy bills that they're bringing forward are going to keep them from getting elected, they are going to change what they're doing. And that's where all of you come into play. It can't just be one-offs. So thank you for giving the support for Jeff and for everything else that you're doing. Thank you for supporting your police department and your sheriff's department. Thank you for being part of the chamber, because I will say, I will close in this, I speak all across the county. I've actually spoken and been invited I'm going to other places in other counties to speak to their chambers. And I will tell you that by far, and it's not just because of Bobby making me do it, this by far is one of the best chambers there is, if not the best. And it's because of its members, it's because of its leadership, and it's a fantastic thing for all of you to be a part of and to support. So thank you all for everything.
All right, while they bring the door prizes up, you have the Sophia B made those beautiful floral designs. The chamber is going to gift those. If it's the nearest birthday to today, you can take it, it's yours. Whoever's birthday is closest to today. So we have some door prizes. We have the first one here. One of our speakers, the one that did Mount Everest, goes to Nick with NIR Plumbing. Is Nick here? All right, what do we got here? Oh, the shirt. We got a couple of shirts from Zoe. Oh, it's in there, okay. And let's see who the winner is here. I'm like, they said it was in there. The shirts are in there. Oh, okay. TMI, Andrew Tucanardi. Are you here, Andrew? Come on up. The Zoe shirts.
Oh, I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay around and go visit our sponsors in the back. ABC Hopes, the Chamber Foundation, Corona Life Services, Brown Companies, the Women's Leadership Conference, United Paving, Visionary Media, Rick Luan Agency, Citrus Valley Medical, the Portugal Trip, and Leave the Leash Dog Training. The sheriff has nowhere to go, so he'll be happy to stay around and take all your time. He's going to stick around for the next 3 hours. Meetings adjourned. Go to